Wolfylovebugg here. I'm going to show you a tree house from a different perspective, or at least a different way of thinking. So first we have a little stop off where I tie my horses up so they wouldn't run away. They have watering holes. So here's the house. Now, I know in the title I said tree house from a different perspective. Yes, it's a log cabin style house, and you're probably thinking, okay, how is that a tree house? Well, you see, the way I built this house is I built it from oak trees. I didn't place these logs. I found a nice quick way to build a house without having to waste time placing logs where you want them. What you do is you place saplings down where you want your log walls to be. And it has to be oak, because oak trees are the only ones you can plant in a line, and that will grow. The others, if you plant in a line, one might grow and the other one won't. They'll just sit there as a sapling. Anyway, once all the trees have grown, and I did have this filled into, I had it so it was a pure circle, or at least what circle you can get in Minecraft. Once all your trees have grown, so what you do is you plant your trees in whatever shape you want, circle, square, rectangle, doesn't matter. Plant your saplings, and then you go away adventuring to collect some more resources of some other kind, or just go for a ride on your horse, like you might have tied out. Anyway, once you come back and the trees are growing, all you have to do is chop off the leaves, and then chop off the tops of the trees, because you want the walls to be the same height. Now usually you'll end up getting at least 2 or 3, or if you're lucky 4, of the trees that grow will end up being big ones that come up pretty high, and they'll have a lot of wood in them. So you have a lot of wood spare and left over. So what you do with that wood is you turn it into wood planks. So basically the trees just provided you with the wood to use for the rest of the build. And then all you have to do is build a roof and a floor, because your wall will be done. Then of course you make a door. So say you did this and you went away and done some adventuring. While you're adventuring, you'd be able to collect other supplies, which obviously you'd be able to use to make the other things I have here, which is flower pots. You need clay, so you have to go swimming. Glass, you need to go get some sand. You need to get some cobblestone, obviously. Everybody needs to get that. Sorry about that. I had a fly buzzing around me. And you'd be able to get some coal to make it makes the candles. And if you're getting clay for the flower pots, you'd be able to make some bricks too. Now, parts of this build you obviously would have to go into the nether if you wanted to replicate this house I built here, which I think is really cool. It's nice and round, it's small, cozy. The fence posts are with the oak as well, so that you can make them out of the leftover wood that you get from the trees. This is my entrance. I have a crafting table each side when you walk in, and bookshelves. Obviously they're just paintings, but it makes it look like bookshelves. And then this is like a bed area, has a TV, a clock, his own painting. And then there's vents to let out heat, or to blow in cool air. Depends what time of year it is, I guess. And you'll notice there's a fire in the middle. I kind of centered the fire right in the center because of the dome. It makes it, because it's a circular building. I didn't want to put the chimney on one side, it would have made it look odd. So I put it right in the center, so you can walk around the whole of the fire. 2 anvils, 2 of everything pretty much, because obviously there's 2 beds. So this would be a perfect little small house with 2 people to share. And it's got all the basics that you need. You've got your crafting tables, you can craft, and then up here You've got your furnaces around the fire so that you can do your cooking. And there's 8 of them in total, so really each person can use like 4 each. And then there's 2 potion stands, so each person can make potions. And I put the wine rack because I figured it looks kind of blends in with the potion rack nicely, because you've got bottles and glasses, and you'd make potions and you'd pour them into a glass and you'd drink them. Each bedroom side has these doors. I know they're supposed to be fridge doors, so I put them there because it's like they're cupboard doors, and the people keep their clothes in there. Each person has a picture above their bed as well, and then more bookshelves on that side. Yep, bookshelves on both sides. And these are only 2 candles. So you're probably thinking, well, wouldn't it get dark at night time in here? Well, let's see. Let's make it nighttime. It doesn't look very dark in here, does it? Nope, it's pretty bright. For only having 2 candles. Now, if you're new to Minecraft and you don't know how I did this, how I made it so it's so bright in here with only having these 2 candles there, it's pretty simple, really. It's the carpet. You see, the carpet is hiding in the corner. A glowstone block. There's actually 2. There's 1 here, 1 there, and in each corner. And that's all you need, really, is 2 in each corner to light up the corners of the building. Now, as for the middles, well, it's the beds. Underneath the beds is actually 2 glowstone blocks as well, but you can't put the bed on the glowstone blocks. You have to have a solid surface to put the beds on, like wood. Then once you've put the bed down, you can destroy the block underneath it, underneath the bed. Not destroy the bed, but destroy the block underneath it from another block, and then place the glowstone block underneath. And then of course I have glowstone under here. You can see those. They're lighting up the potion stand, and there's 2 above, but they're covered up with this little TV and clock, so people can tell what the time is when they're drinking. You know if it's drinking time. I've got the anvils here because they're right in front of the fire, because that's what you do if you're making stuff with an anvil. Probably you would actually put stuff in a fire, heat it up and bring it out here and then smack it on the anvil to shape it. That's a realistic thing to do. Anyway, oop, threw down my piece of carpet. This is my treehouse. So yeah, it is a treehouse because it was grown from trees. I just chopped the leaves off, chopped off the tops, and then used I would have used the leftover wood to make most of the roof and the fencing around the property. But obviously I'm in creative, so I just grabbed it. But in survival you would easily be able to do this build, because you'd be able to just plant the trees, go away adventuring, collect some more supplies, and when you get back the trees should all be grown. You can then chop off the leaves, cut off the tops and make them so they're about the same height. You want them about 4 blocks high here, see? And then you go up another block. These go in 1 each time until you get to where you have 4 by 4. Then you make it the chimney with bricks. Now, as for the yard, this is actually grey wool. It looks like a pathway, and I have stone pressure plates so they kind of match close to the grey wool. So that's how I can get in and out. And one thing I haven't done yet is I want these. You see, you can put these buttons on here So when you're getting out, you use the pressure plates, but when you're coming in, you use a button. Because you don't want a pressure plate on the outside. Because a monster could then get in. And I have this nice big yard, fenced in yard, so it'll keep the creepers out of your yard. And you're probably saying, yeah, but they can spawn in the dark areas still, so it doesn't matter if it's fenced in. They can spawn inside the dark area. Well, it won't get dark out here. This is a little farm area, and I put the wool, because this is a trick how you can get over a fence. See if I get it so I'm actually walking. And then, so I can jump up on here. And I'm not flying, see, I drop down. You can do this in survival too. You just put a piece of wool on a fence post, and it allows you to jump over, but the mobs can't. As in the pigs, the sheep, whatever, cows, whatever you put in there. They will not get out. I haven't put any animals in here yet, and I made 2 at the back of this house, because I want one to be sort of like pigs and cows. So it's like mainly for food, and the cows you get leather too. And then the other side I want to have sheep. So you basically put sheep in here and you then shear them for wool and collect wool. I put chests on the back of the house so that you could store all the stuff that you get from the animals. So it's kind of like animal storage. And I made it look like it's on a shelf here, which is held up by the fence so that it's doesn't look like it's just a chest floating in midair. Now you'll notice from here that you can see smoke coming in the middle of the chimney. You probably saw earlier. There is fire in there. There's a block of netherrack 1 block down. That's how I do that effect. It's really cool because when you're on the ground you can't see the flames, but you do see the smoke. So that makes it look like your chimney is actually smoking. I mean, some people like to do cobwebs. I've seen. That's one way of doing it. But a cobweb doesn't move. If you want moving smoke, this is the best way to do it. Because then you can see it from when you're close enough. You can see the effect. And it makes it look like your chimney's actually smoking from the fire which is down there. That's kind of cool. This kind of looks like very bright grass, like it's some sort of turf. It's not, it's just light green, lime green carpet. I want to make the front yard bright compared to the backyard. The backyard is obviously just, it has this grey wool in a ring. So like it seems that there's a gravel or, well, tarmac around the outside of the paddocks. So you have a place to walk around the paddock. And in the middle of the paddock is grass. Because the animals need the grass, well, the sheep do anyway. The back gates I made the same as the front, and of course I need buttons on there. What else? I made the back paddock two blocks high because I want to keep animals in and make it so that spiders can't jump too easily over when you're in there trying to shear sheep. I'm sorry for my long pauses and pieces of silence. I'm kind of new at this video making. It's definitely a different experience for me. Like that. Shall we see what the yard looks like at night? Let's see. See, look at that. The yard is not dark at all, is it? See, I did the same trick. Underneath this carpet here, every other one, pretty much every other block, is a glowstone glowstone block. So there's a lot of them under there, which then when you put the carpet over the top, it hides that, so you don't see just grass and then white. You see a nice long, nice patch of lime green turf. That's what it is. That's what I'm calling it, because that's what it is in my design feature. And you see it keeps, it will definitely keep creeps at your front yard. The back, you see, is also lit up. Not as bright, but it should be enough to keep any creepers from spawning out here. That doesn't look right. Let's go. Candles on some poles. That way they don't just look like candles in the ground. That should make it bright enough. And also if we put some candles up there, it should make it bright enough to keep the monsters out of the farm area. Now, like I said, I did plant trees all in a complete circle, but what I did is I knocked out the corners. I put these glass sections because I wanted the house to be able to have windows. That's what I did there. Now, there is actually, below there you see this glowstone. I'm not quite sure how much of an effect it has on the light, because they have candles up there too. It probably does make it brighter. I made this dip for the entryway. You can see this upside down stairs. And then you have to jump up to get in there. That's in case you do get a zombie out there. He won't be able to break the door down, because zombies can't break door downs if they have to jump. Also above the fireplace I put these diamond picture frames. I didn't want to put a real diamond block because it's never a good idea to put a real diamond block, not if you're in a world where you got other people coming in, because they'll just steal it. Whereas if you put a picture frame up, they'll notice it's just a picture frame and they shouldn't take it. So anyways, video is getting almost to 20 minutes now. It's a bit longer than I hoped for, but like I said, I'm kind of new at this. I'm trying to work things out and figure out how to do this. I guess maybe I should write a script beforehand. I don't know, that's how the professionals do it. I was just going by ear. Yeah, I have a little lake over here. I'm probably going to fill ducks in. It's got the bottom of glowstone, yeah, and no, it didn't take me that long to do that. This is actually a super flat world, and I made it like that. There's a whole layer of glowstone, about 3 blocks of dirt under. But I am not on the actual ground level. The ground level is underneath the glowstone, which you can see then down there. If I get a piece of glowstone here so I can replace it, if I go down here, see down here it's very, very bright above because there's a lot of glowstone. Down here you can't really see, apart from where that gap was that I just opened up. You can just about see, barely see that there's water there. That's because like there's 5 blocks high of water, or deep I should say. And then under that 2 blocks of sand and then a block of bedrock. So that's the bottom. But between the water and the glowstone there's 32 blocks of air. Why did I make it like that? I have no idea. I just figured it was something different. I like to keep the sword on me, because sometimes animals like to spawn, but there's nothing at the moment. There was a lot of farm animals around the map. I guess maybe they disappeared, which is good. You know, I will be posting loads more videos, different things. This is basically a little house I decided to make here. I was just letting my creativity go wild and see what I come up with, and this is what I came up with. Probably going to add on to this a whole lot more, and there'll be videos showing it, all the additions I make to it. But mainly what I made this world for is, it's called my YouTube creative map, and I'll go like, I'll probably teleport well away from my house. Not teleport, but fly. I don't know how big this map is. On PlayStation 3 they're really small. I think they're huge on this world. I do have my map on me, let's see. Okay, I probably need to mark my house on the map. And my river. Now I'm going to see where my house is. I can open up the rest of the map. So this is just the beginning, really. I've called this my YouTube creator map because what I plan on doing is any sort of build that I come up with that I think is like different and out there and that somebody else might not have thought of, I'll post a video basically showing it, and if anyone wants to know how I made it, if I get enough people requesting to know how I made something, I'll do a tutorial video and make a replica right next door, and showing step-by-step guide of how to make it. I won't be able to speed up any processes like people do on their YouTube videos, because I'm streaming my YouTube live from my PlayStation 4, so I have no control over the video. Like, I can't cut parts out that I've kind of had a pause or haven't known what to say because I haven't been able to think of the words. Probably why I should probably plan a script next time, because like I said, I have no control over that. I record live, it gets sent to my YouTube account, and then that's where it gets saved, and anyone can watch it later as well. Even though it's been streamed live, you don't have to watch it live. You can watch it at a later time as well. So what I'll be doing is basically, like I said, out of their builds, and also maybe tutorials for stuff to do with redstone, because I'm very, I wouldn't say like I'm really highly advanced, but I would definitely say that I'm definitely skilled with redstone. I can figure some things out. I can't do everything with it, but there is things that I can get it to do. And if there is something out there that I can't do with redstone, it's either because I haven't found out how, or it's not possible. Either way, that won't exactly stop me trying to research if it is possible. So if there's anything that you want to build in your houses using redstone, and you don't know if it's possible or how you would do it, or there's no tutorial because no one's made it yet or anything, just post me a comment and I will give it a go. In this world map here, I will basically try it out, because that's what this is for. It is a research and development map. I will test out my builds on here, and also just build creative stuff. that is different to normal builds, similar to the one that I have shown you today, the treehouse from a different perspective, because it is a treehouse. If you think about it, it was growing from trees, and it's just the trees aren't there anymore. Because once the trees grow, you just chop down the leaves and cut off the top. You can also do the same thing with okay, why am I going up? I don't want to go up. I want to go across. You can also do the same thing with walls. If you want to make a wall out of wood, or, well, wood logs, then you could do that too using the same method, but it has to be oak. Oak saplings are the only ones that will grow in a long line, and I'm not going to go all the way. Okay, I've opened up my map and I know where my house is, because my house is close to the river. So I can't exactly get lost, but I could probably mark my house like this. Okay, actually, when I did this, I wasn't being just crazy or anything. There was actually a method to my madness here. I put so it's 3 blocks of dirt, because if I want to build something underground, I do actually have some underground. I mean, it's only 3 blocks, but it's better than nothing. So I can make underground basement stuff if I want to. But the main reason I put in the 4th block under, I put glowstone, is because if I want to light up the map, all I have to do is dig down 3. And the glowstone will manage to show through. It will shine up the 3 blocks. Emanating light. It'll probably also show up on the map, very bright too. Like I said, I can't really speed up these videos and cut out parts where I'm just doing the same thing, because I don't have those tools. I'm hoping my horses do not fall down there. I have them fenced off. Okay, yeah, it should be showing up on the map as a white square. If I get out of the way. Kind of. It's definitely light, I'll give it that. But I do have that pond, which I made. To make the pond, I just dug out down to the glowstone, and then I filled it in with water using ice and then melting it. So now I have a marker on the map. It's the only water on the map to be able to act as a. So which is this is the back of my house. So the back of the house, let's say I wanted to make a wall, but I couldn't be bothered to build a wall. Oh, that's where these come in. I want to make a walled-in secret garden, say. I will try and keep these videos smaller in the future. So I'm going to have that go up to there, goes up to the pond, and then I'll have this start here. Everybody I know does that. They place a block where they don't want it. You can do that there. So it goes onto the water, and then I can swim across the water if I wanted to. And I'm probably going to fill that in because I don't want that there, and I don't want that hole there. I made these holes because I was letting some light up, but because I had as you can see, some have already started to grow. It is a very quick way of making a wall or even a house, because the trees grow very quickly. If they're not growing quick enough for you, even if you're in survival, you can always get plenty of bone meal, and you just go to the ones that aren't growing, and to get to them, throw some bone meal on them until they grow. Now, you have to watch out for the leaves. They kind of get in your way. They will grow around you too. And you see, you just keep doing that and you end up with a whole wall of oak trees. Now, see, like that, you get some big ones, and when you get big ones, that's no problem. That's nothing to worry about. That's giving you more wood, and you use that wood to then use for your build. So in survival, it's actually helping you when it gives you a bigger tree, because you're giving yourself more wood, and then you end up making your wall at the same time as getting supply of wood. Then you see in here, it'd be a walled-in yard, and you'd be able to like plant some crops in here or something, and then corner off a section of the pond, trap a duck in it, you know, get a fence. You could put like a fence around this little circle bit here and put a duck in it, and then put a hopper underneath him. So every time he lays an egg, it'll fall into the hopper and goes into a chest, which you could collect yourself just by having stairs going down there. As I don't really need to throw bone meal on most of these because they're growing pretty quickly on their own, and they will. But if you were to like plant these and then just go adventuring, by the time you'd go onto a mine and fill your inventory up with some other supplies, you could come back and all this would be growing easily, and you wouldn't have done any work for it. And then you just have to chop the leaves off, cut them to the same size, and you have a wall. The only thing you would have to do is to make sure you don't get spiders coming in. You'd make the wall about 4 blocks high, and then the 5th block, the wood that you would have chopped down, you'll have some spare. You can then put a line of wood logs 5 blocks up, but out one, so that it hangs over. You create an overhang, and it keeps the spiders from being able to jump over, because they bang their head, and they can't cliff hang. So yeah, this is going to be growing pretty quickly. Now this is getting to 35 minutes here almost, so I'm going to leave it at that for right now. Like I said, I'll try and make all the next videos a lot smaller. Try and probably make a script and actually plan them. But this is an introduction to my YouTube channel. I did do a day 1 of my survival. I haven't decided to do a day 2 yet, but I will get there to that guy in survival eventually. Please keep an eye on my channel. I will be adding videos as often as I possibly can, and most of them are going to be like tutorials showing sort of like odd builds that people don't normally think of, because everybody thinks of building something like Big Ben, which I've already done myself. I replicated the person who had it on YouTube. I took his video, I watched it, I built it myself. But everybody does those sort of builds. That's the thing. So I'm going to be showing on here builds that people don't think of. Something that's unique, that is out there. A little wild, maybe. Maybe with a hint of crazy. We'll have to see. So make sure you follow my channel, because I will be adding more. And I'm sorry for my amateurish style. I have seriously got to start writing scripts.